Hello everybody, this is Tim here again. With another video. I just recently bought this. I figured I'd go ahead and review these. The Final Destination collection. This is one franchise I haven't gotten around to yet. I want to get back into kind of doing some horror again. And I recently just watched these marathon, all 5. This is an awesome collection if you can get it. And I got this sucker for cheap. And these discs were in great shape. And it was just a fun watch. Yeah, it was either doing the Final Destination films or the Saw films. I did like that trailer for the new Saw movie that just came out called Jigsaw, whatever. The trailer for it was great. But I'm not really a big Saw fan. I've never really been super into those movies. They just kind of bore me. I don't know. They just don't click with me. I'm more of a Final Destination guy. But just to jump into these reviews, I'm going to make them quick because there's 5 of them, and I'm going to tackle all these bitches in one video. So we go with number 1. Stars Devon Sawa, I think is how you say his name. Ali Larter. I was getting ready to look at the cast list, but yeah, Ali Larter from those shitty Resident Evil films is also in it. And then you got Sean William Scott before he became super wide known as Stifler. It's pretty hilarious. You could see him get his head chopped off. But anyway, Final Destination, for anybody that doesn't know, it's about this group of kids who get on this plane, and the kid has a premonition that the plane is going to explode, and you get this badass special effects sequence, and he gets some of his friends off the plane, and then one by one, death is like circling around and killing each one of them in the order they would have died on the plane. What I like about these films is that death is the actual villain. It's like death as a slasher villain. I just think that's just a really cool, creative idea. So it comes down to how fun are the deaths and how fun is the movie, really. And the deaths are a lot of fun. There's this like asshole character I love when his girlfriend like gets wiped out by a bus. He's like this douchebag named Carter or whatever in the movie. Total asshole. I hated his character. He gets killed at the end by a falling sign. I thought that was hilarious. Like I said, Sean William Scott gets decapitated. He plays a nerd in the film, which is weird. Usually he's like a smart-ass party guy. That was great. The survivor, I love how the movie ends. Like, they think they've cheated death and everything, and at the end of the movie, they're all in Paris. And Devon Sawa, who was in Salt Lake City Punk, and I think he was in that movie Born to Be Wild. I know he was in Idle Hands. He plays this character Alex, and he's the one that had the vision on the plane. At the end of it, him, Ali Larter, and the Carter guy are all in Paris, and they think they've cheated death. And they're standing there, and this sign comes flying down or whatever. Well, no, first, Alex almost gets hit by a bus, then Carter knocks him out of the way, and a sign comes, like, fucking flying straight down, and Carter manages to knock him out of the way, and Alex is like, it skipped me, and then Carter's like, well, who's next? And you know it's him, and you see the sign, like, flying towards him in the background, and as it hits him, or gets ready to hit him, the screen cuts to black. That is hilarious. The original ending of the movie is actually very weird, and felt out of place. It was like, Ali Larter becomes pregnant by Alex, and she, like, because she has an innocent life inside of her, death has to rewrite the list or whatever, and Alex dies at the end, and it becomes like this big dramatic thing where Ali Larter, who plays Clear Rivers, I think is how you say her name, is at the cemetery, and Carter's there, and she like knows Alex's spirit and is like watching over her and their baby. It's like really weird, like kind of too deep of an ending for a slasher teen movie. It's like the filmmakers wanted to make something more like adult or more of an adult horror movie, but we're kind of mixed on where to take it, either in an adult direction or a teenage slasher direction, and it is more in a teenage slasher direction. So in the end, when it came to that ending, I think supposedly test audiences hated it. Probably mostly because the asshole guy got to live and Alex had to die, and I can see why that would be really disappointing. But yeah, when you watch it on the special features, it just doesn't jive with the tone and the feel of the movie. If they wanted that ending to work, they should have made the movie more adult and less kind of comedic. That would have made that ending fit better. But as it is, Final Destination is a great movie in my opinion, horror movie wise. 4-star film. 1 out of 4, I give it 4. I think it's a great time, a lot of fun. I enjoy the movie. I've always enjoyed the movie. I still enjoy the movie. Best one in the series. Total 4 stars. Final Destination 2, I'd give it, the second one I'd give 3 stars. I think it's a good sequel, the best sequel. It's a good one. I love the freeway pile up at the beginning, a lot of fun. You got Ali Larter is back as Claire Rivers, and she's blonde now, and you find out that Alex like died in between movies. I always felt that was stupid. They should have just brought Devon Sawa back. I would have rather if he came back instead of Clear, I mean, or at least both of them. I always felt that was kind of a cheat. Maybe he asked for too much money or something. They said F you to Devon Sawa or something. I don't know. Probably it's usually something like that, and they just booted him out. But anyway, it's kind of the same thing as the first one, except the deaths are more comedic this time. The people who survived the highway pileup get took out one by one, but there's more like punch and over-the-top gore to the deaths this time, so it's going for more of a fun vibe this time. And before I forget, you got Tony Todd in the first movie as like this mystery funeral home character who always gives knowledge. He acts really creepy. He's like he's psychic or something, or he just knows everything or something about death. It never really explains who he is, but I was kind of okay with it because Tony Todd does such a good job playing it. Sorry about that there. I'm trying to keep my phone balanced here. But yeah, Tony Todd just does a great job in these films. And then the second one, you get like a new rule, like only new life can defeat death. And so at the end of it, the chick like drowns herself and she gets resuscitated. And then there's this one dude, this boy at a barbecue that they're at, her and the cop are at the end of it at a barbecue. And this boy that was supposed to die, but didn't because one of her friends saved him, ends up getting blowed up at the end in this jokey comedic ending that's really funny, kind of over the top, but it's really funny. Yeah, this is more of like a gory comedic version of the first movie. It's a good sequel. It's not great like the first movie because it lacks the originality and the surprise value of the first one, and goes a little bit more for laughs. But it is a good sequel, easily the best sequel, and an enjoyable movie. Final Destination 3, this is where things kind of take a turn. Once you get to the third movie, usually shit just gets a lot duller, and this is no exception. This movie does have a lot of dull moments. It's just dull. Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Ryan Merman from Luck of the Irish, the Disney movie, are the stars. And you get the roller coaster ride at the beginning that malfunctions, and it's a lot of green screen. It's just not really as interesting as you think it would be in a Final Destination movie. It just kind of sucks, really, compared to the first two movies with the plane crash and the car pile up. And then one by one, the kids start getting killed one by one. This one, they try to spice it up by having these photos that the Mary Elizabeth Winstead took at the carnival that can reveal how the person died. I appreciate the fact that they just kind of spice it up, but it doesn't really add in much. The ending of the movie, though, where the people think they're safe, and then Mary Elizabeth Winstead has another vision about like this big subway crash. That was great. The subway crash was great and better than the opening of the movie with the roller coaster. It was great. But this movie ends with like them trying to escape the subway train, and then it just cuts to black and you hear everything crashing, and you know they all died. This is the first Final Destination movie where everybody just dies at the end, which I liked. I thought that was neat. All in all, this is an okay movie. I'd give it 2 stars out of 4. It's okay. It's a time waster. I can watch it if I'm marathoning the movies. But if I'm not marathoning the movies, this is one I'd probably skip. But it's okay. I've seen a lot worse. I've seen a lot better. It's just kind of there. It's okay. We get to Final Destination 4, which is easily the worst of the franchise, in my opinion. This is the one where they probably got flack for Part 3 for trying to be too serious. Part 3 was pretty much just like a redo of the first one with high school kids again, except in a much duller fashion and less fun. And in this one, they just want to go all out. Every slasher franchise wants to get so far into the sequels and just go with one like Siege of Chucky or Freddy's Dead, where shit is just totally goofy and over the top. Final Destination is no exception. Here it's Part 4, The Final Destination, where this is the most over-the-top ridiculous one. And it was in 3D, and I hate the friggin'... In the movie, the dude has like multiple premonitions, and it's always stuff like flying towards the screen, where he sees objects that'll be like causing the person's death, and it's always in 3D, and it looks so hokey when you're watching it in 2D. I hate it. The race car like massacre at the beginning it was kind of cool. A little bit too much CGI, but kind of cool. And then once again, the movie just ends in the same damn way as Part 3 did. It's like you kind of get the feeling they're just kind of out of ideas at this point. They don't really know what to do with the franchise. They just wanted to have a big gore comedic fest with this one. It just ends with the survivors thinking they're okay, and then the boy's like, "Well, what if this was Death's plan all along to get us here to this cafe right now? You know, what if it was just manipulating everything to get us to survive everything, to get us here, and it wants us to die right here? And all at once a car crashes through the window. Oh shit, he was right." And then they all get wiped out by a car. And it's kind of neat how they do it with x-rays. That was kind of neat. But at the same time, it's just the same damn ending as the last movie. if every movie after part 3 just keeps kind of having that same ending where everybody just kind of dies, it just feels like they're out of ideas. And why should we even give a shit if everybody just gets massacred and it doesn't even matter? So all in all, it's a low 2 stars. Part 4 is. It's a passable movie. Once again, I would only watch it if I'm doing a marathon. It's a passable movie. It's the weakest of the series. It's not totally terrible. There's 1 or 2 good gore shots. It's got a little bit of fun to it. And you got the Bubba Gump dude from Forrest Gump in it. He's the best actor in the movie. All in all, low 2 stars. Passable film. Final Destination 5. I would give 3 stars. This one was a surprise. This is a good prequel. Yeah, spoiler, it's a prequel to the original movie. It ends with the survivors, the people getting killed on the plane. The main characters getting killed on the plane crash from the first movie, which is really cool. This is the 3rd best film in the series. And once again, we get Tony Todd back. He did the voice of like the devil at the carnival in part 3. He wasn't in 4. And in 5, he comes back again. He gives these new kids new advice after this cool-looking bridge accident that was really cool. He gives the kids advice in this one that if they kill somebody, that person takes their spot on death's list and they get their remaining years. And I thought that was kind of cool. And at the end, it kind of adds a slasher element where one of their friends who looks just friggin' like Tom Cruise. Like, Tom Cruise goes crazy. I'm just gonna call him Tom Cruise. He goes crazy. He starts trying to, like, kill the main 2 characters. And is like, what? That was kind of cool. And I just like the idea of being able to kill somebody and just, like, getting their life. I mean, I don't like that in real life, but, you know, in terms of this franchise, it's a cool idea. Once again, though, they need to tell us who the fuck Tony Todd is. It's been so many movies. Who the hell is this guy? I mean, really? But anyway, Tony Todd still does a great job here. And Death is out. They survive a bridge accident. Death is out to get them again. They're getting wiped out one by one. Pretty much, it's the same thing as the rest of them, except how do we make the deaths cool? How do we get the story to be interesting after so many movies? And how do we get the plot twists and the new stuff in the films to, you know, spice everything up, to be cool to watch? So, you know, the kids are getting wiped out one by one. There's this really cool death with the, like, laser eye surgery, and this chick, like, you see, like, the laser, like, burn, like, a friggin' markings on her eyeball. That looked fucking horrible. That was really cool. David Koechner, I think that's how you say his name, is actually in this movie. He was in Krampus and Anchorman stuff. He's a really funny guy. His role almost seemed like an afterthought in this movie, though. The way he gets killed is, like, really forgettable. He just kind of, like, gets a wrench in the face. I'm not sure why he's even in this movie. He's really underused. And then you got this FBI agent character played by Courtney B. Vance, the dude from Law and Order. I don't know what the hell he's doing in this movie. His FBI character that was investigating the main character because of the bridge collapsing, his character is totally useless in this film. At the end of it, Tom Cruise wannabe starts trying to kill the main 2 characters. The girl was actually never supposed to die on the bridge, so he's trying to, like, kill her to get her lifespan. And one thing leads to another, and the main character kills him by stabbing him. And then at the end of the movie, they're on the plane, you find, basically what it is the Tom Cruise dude had killed a cop, and he got the cop's lifespan, and then the main character killed the Tom Cruise guy who killed the cop, so he got the cop's lifespan from him. And then, sorry about that. And then when he gets on the plane crash, evidently the cop was only going to live for like another 2 weeks anyway, so they get on the plane, and, you know, it blows up just like in the first movie, which is really cool, full circle thing for the franchise. And I like the fact that it's a prequel. That's really cool. And it blows up, and it fucking fire like engulfs the dude's face, and his girlfriend flies out the side of the plane, gets cut in half. It's awesome. Great ending. One interesting thing is that the guy's girlfriend actually wasn't supposed to die on the bridge, but, you know, because he survived the bridge collapse when he was supposed to die, it causes her to be with him on the plane at this time, and Death having to take him out. So she's there when she wasn't supposed to be, because he would have done been dead. So she gets killed inadvertently along with him. So she gets put on the list because he was supposed to die. So it's almost like, you know, maybe Death's just doing his job. Maybe this shit's just all part. Maybe this stuff's all the right thing to do. Maybe people should just die when they're supposed to. But anyway, last but not least, there's this black dude who, sorry about all the coughing, got a little bit of a cold coming down. But there's this black dude in the movie who is the dude from the Friday the 13th reboot, I believe, as well. I like this actor. And he accidentally killed this shitty asshole guy from work that kept giving him a lot of lip, he pushed him in the way of this hook that was coming down and causes him to get killed. So he got his lifespan, but come to find out the dude was going to die anyway, and he had like a brain aneurysm or something, and he was going to die like a week anyway. So the dude only got like an extra week of life. And so the hilarious ending is that a piece of the plane comes flying down and crashes through the glass and kills the last dude. And what I love about this is the black guy dies last instead of first. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, all in all, Final Destination 5 is a 3-star film. I enjoyed this one. It's a good prequel. If they ever do another one, they need to explain who the hell Tony Todd is. And if I had to recommend any big opening death, it would be friggin' a cruise ship. I would do a cruise ship. That would be fucking awesome. With the special effects we got now, that would be awesome. So all in all, really enjoy the Final Destination franchise. Kicks the shit out of Saw, in my opinion. That's just me. But yeah, all in all, number 1, 4 stars, great movie. Number 2, 3 stars, good sequel. Number 3, 2 stars, okay flick. 4, 2 passable, low stars. 2 low stars, passable. And fucking 5, I'd give it 3. Good prequel. Probably one of the best prequels I've ever seen. Yeah, all in all, altogether, a good franchise, and I kind of hope they make another one. Personally, before I saw the new Saw trailer, which looks great, I'd rather see another Final Destination than another Saw. But either way, I hope the best for the new Saw movie, and I'll see you guys again with whatever comes next.